Let's start understanding a very basic component of AWS Cloud, and that we refer as AWS Global Infrastructure. This global infrastructure is the backbone on which all the services are delivered to you as a customer. What it is made up of, we will talk about that. Now, if you look about what AWS is offering you, AWS is offering you different type of services like compute, storage, and there are some physical component required to deliver these services. So to deliver these services, what AWS has done, AWS has created data center in different parts of the world. So let's say consider this is my data center one, and that data center would be made up of traditional data center infrastructure, like storage would be there, then there would be network equipment there, and obviously there would be servers too, so that their workload can run on it. So a data center is the base unit. You as a customer do not see it, and chances are that one data center may not be able to sufficient the growth in that particular area. So there may be multiple data centers also who could be connected together. So there could be data center 2, there could be data center 3. All of them are connected together, ensuring that we have sufficient capacity in that particular location. Now, to abstract away this all complicated detail of data centers, what AWS has done, AWS has combined these base unit into a logical component which is called availability zone, or AZ for short. So availability zone is a combination of one or more than one data center running into a location. These data centers are running into buildings which are unmarked, which are unidentified from the outside. So no building you will find which says data center number 15 or 16. Even being an employee, we have no clue where these are running. And these availability zones are group of data centers in that location. Now, what if one availability zone is not sufficient enough? Let's say call it AZA. So what AWS would do, AWS would open up and operate and maintain multiple availability zone. Let's say this is my availability zone number B, and then we have another availability zone, which is availability zone C. These availability zones are further combined together into a logical unit, which we call a region. And as a customer, your interaction with AWS will start with region. You would select a region to host your application on workload, and you can expand to multiple region also if you want to. So you start your interaction with a region, which is made up of availability zone, and availability zones are made up of data center, and data center would be made up of their own server and other infrastructure component. Why we need multiple data center for an availability zone? The idea of AWS is providing the redundancy you need for your application. So one data center may house around 50K to 80K server and required storage and networking gear. Why they are not creating one data center which can accommodate thousands and thousands of more server? Problem is that if that data center fails, then lot of resources would be out of service. We don't want that kind of big blast radius. So to keep the blast radius small, they are keeping 50 to 80,000 server in a data center. Data center combined into logical unit called AZ, and multiple AZs are connected through their global network. What they have also done to facilitate all this communication between services, we have, or AWS has built up a AWS global network. This network is made up of multiple redundant network connection, and all AWS global component, whether it is region 1 or region 2 or region 3, all are part of this particular global network. As of now, there are 33 regions which are operational, and which has around 100 plus kind of more than 100 plus availability zones inside them, and you interact with region to get started. Some region may have 3, some region may have more availability zone. Like if I give you an example, like Northern Virginia as a region has 6 availability zone, Tokyo has 4 availability zone, and so on. Depending on the use case, there can be more availability zone in one region than the other. Now, idea is you start using a region, and then we will take care of having the required distribution of the services. For some services, when you start working with, you may start to host them in a region. Like if I'm talking about an Amazon S3 bucket, it is stored in a region. But some component would require you to select a availability zone for them to operate in. Like if I'm deploying an Amazon EC2 instance, that ties to or that anchors to an availability zone. Obviously, you can launch more instances in other availability zones too, but as a construct, EC2 machine or EC2 instances are created within one AZ, whereas other component may exist on the whole regional scale. So it depends. So I hope this thing is clear and you have a better idea on what is data center, what is the AZ, what is the region, and what is AWS Global Network. I'll see you into next section and we'll talk about more resources. Thank you.